What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Hope y'all have had an absolutely phenomenal Sunday. Come on in the building. We're about to get this call started. It's about to be all the way live on Beginners Trading Training with yours truly, Mr. KH. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So look, let's go ahead and get into tonight's session. Let me share my screen and we are off to the races. Let's go.
$1 million isn't cool. You know what's cool? You?
$1 billion.
It's just money. It's made up. Pieces of paper with pictures on it so we don't have to kill each other just to get something to eat.
There is no nobility in poverty. I have been a rich man and I have been a poor man, and I choose rich every time.
When I wrote my book, How to Be Rich, the publishers wanted to change the title. They wanted to call it How to Get Rich. Well, I told them getting rich is easy. I mean, any fool can get rich, and any number of fools do.
I've noticed that.
But being rich, that's something else. When a man becomes wealthy, he has to deal with the problems of freedom.
I want you to deal with your problems by becoming rich.
You want nice things? You want the best? There is only 4 ways to get rich, kid. 4, that's it. 1, inherit it. That ain't happening for you. 2, you steal it. You do not have, my friend, the patience, the power, or quite honestly, the intellect to steal anything of substance and keep it so. 3, work really, really fucking hard. You learn. You fail. Learn more, fail more, and don't let anyone outwork you.
Making money today is easier than ever before in history. It's not harder, it's easier. With the internet, with AI, with Amazon, and all the different ways you can market and sell products and services online, it is easier to make money than ever before. You can make more money faster today than ever before in history. And you don't need a lot of money to get started. This is unprecedented. Why aren't more people making money? Because wealthy people always do something that broke people do, and that is wealthy people show initiative. Broke people don't. And today, the research has proven that the number of people that have and show initiative is lower than any time in history that we know of. People today just don't have the initiative that they had 30, 40, 50 years ago. Think about it. Do these things and you are on your way to making your fortune. You can do it. You have greatness within you. Remember, you were born to win. You were engineered for success. You were designed for accomplishment, and you were endowed with the seeds of greatness.
I challenge anybody to do the following. Take 4 subjects: sales, negotiation, human nature, and money. Go to Amazon, 4 topics. Read every book on negotiation, above 400 reviews on Amazon, that's 4+ star. Read any book that's above 4-star, 25 of them, 400 reviews on sales. Read any book on human nature, psychology, persuasion, negotiation, any of that stuff. 4-star, like How to Win Friends, all that stuff. Then read any book on money with 400+ reviews. Read Principles, like things like that by Dalio, by Buffett. And for 2 years, obsess over doing that. For 2 years, obsess over doing that. 2 years later, work your ass off and improve in a marketplace. Figure out a way to improve your attitude. Sometimes half the battle is people have some shitty, negative, unattractive attitudes. They're a crap magnet. Everything is shitty. Everything is complaining. Everything is somebody else's fault. You read those 4 topics, 2 years. Work your ass off, come back to me 2 years from now. Matter of fact, you won't even come back to me because you forgot about it because you're killing the marketplace. The market rewards people who outwork and out-improve. It's proven.
This is talked about in Napoleon Hill's classic success book, Think and Grow Rich. He learned these principles from the richest man in the world at the time, Andrew Carnegie. He also learned them from Henry Ford. He also learned it from J.P. Morgan. And he also was interviewed and learned it from the richest man who ever lived, who would become the richest man who ever lived, which is John D. Rockefeller. All of these people talk about you must create a mastermind. You must associate with and develop relationships with people that have more money than you, that are smarter than you, more intelligent than you, more successful than you, healthier than you, have more connections than you. And unless you plug into that type of group, you're never going to assimilate that type of successful mentality. And by doing so, you can then achieve great success.
I built wealth without reading a book a week, without making my bed, without journaling, without a 2-hour morning routine, without giving up alcohol, without giving up Netflix, without waiting to marry, and without leverage. Because the only thing you actually have to do is find shit people want, sell it to them for more than it cost you many times.
The number one skill to become wealthy and become a millionaire. What is required? Common sense. If you don't have common sense, you're not going to make any money. You'll lose it because there are far too many people out there looking to relieve you of it. Man, they'll house that shit in a second. A hot second, it'll be gone. That you can guarantee. Common sense and street smarts. The street smarts will show you that they're coming. And the common sense will show you how to fight them off and keep whatever you've made.
This is how you actually get rich. After asking over 7,000 supercar owners, what do you do for a living? These are the tips I've heard most frequently on how to become wealthy. Almost every single person I interview has one thing in common. They own or buy real estate. Typically, hypercar owners do commercial real estate. Own your own business. There's always a cap on how much you can make working for someone else. Being your own boss allows you to have unlimited earning potential. This, however, does not mean that working for someone else will not make you wealthy. About a third of the people I interview have high annual salaries, typically in fields like medical, law, engineering, or computer science. Invest your money. There are almost zero supercar owners I've interviewed that are not in at least some investments. Inflation will eat away at your money every single day. Cash is trash, at least on a macro scale. It is nearly impossible to become truly wealthy without compound interest working on your side. And that comes from investments, not money sitting in your bank account. Investing in the S&P 500, which is an index of America's 500 largest companies, has provided a 10% return since its inception. Historically, this doubles your money every 7 years.
All right. What's going on, superstars? I need a big favor from you. A really big favor. Really big favor. And that favor I need from you tonight on this beginner's live trading training is I need for you ready? I need for you to drop in the chat some takeaways. You see how I did that? Yeah, I just need takeaways, that's all. All I need is takeaways. Give me one takeaway. Excuse me. Give me one takeaway. Also, drop a 912 in the chat if you're live with me on tonight's Beginner's Trading Training. Let's go. I know y'all like, Kev, you get on my nerves in a good way, Kev. Yes. Let's go. Come on in the building, let's go. Yes. Come on in the building, let's go. We got some takeaways tonight. We got some 912s. All right, while y'all doing that, I'm about to get into the session for tonight. So on tonight's Beginner's Trading Training, we're going to talk about news and what is known as fundamental analysis, okay? That's what we're going to talk about on tonight. I'm going to share my screen while you guys are thinking of a takeaway and while you are dropping 912s in the chat. Okay, so let's go, Mr. Howell. Yeah. All right, so tonight on Beginner's Trading Training, Beginner's Live Trading Training with yours truly, Mr. KH. We're going to talk about news. We're going to talk about what is known as fundamental analysis, right? There's two types of analysis. You have fundamental analysis, and then you have technical analysis, okay? Fundamental analysis has everything to do with news, economic events, and things of that nature that can affect the marketplace, okay? So what is fundamental analysis? Fundamental analysis is the analyzing or analyzing economic and political news to predict market moves. Let me say that again. Analyzing economic and political news to predict market moves. Okay? What you want to do is you want to focus on GDP, gross. I always get this GDP mixed up with GBP. Gross domestic product. That's what it is. Growth domestic product. Inflation, excuse me. Interest rates and etc., right? You can use fundamental analysis with or without technical. So for me, I'm the trader who uses fundamental news with technical analysis. So when somebody asks me what type of trader you are, I'm a technical analysis trader and I'm a fundamental analysis trader. I use both because it's valuable. Okay. Now, when it comes to the economic calendar, a lot of times you will find on websites like myfxbook.com or forexfactory.com, you will find what is known as economic calendars, right? Economic calendars give you the data, give you the information on when news events will be taking place, whether they will be high impact, low impact, or medium impact, okay? But what an economic calendar does, it tracks major economic events on a weekly basis. Every first Friday of the month, you have NFP, that stands for non-farm payroll, okay? That has everything to do with unemployment and things of that nature from the previous month. And so when you think about it, these news situations and or these events that affect the market has everything to do with economic data, okay? CPI equals inflation gauge. FOMC equals interest rate policy. These are all of the, I would say, trigger points of our economy that affects the market, affects currency pairs, right? When it comes to the game or the skill set of trading. Now, how news affect market movements? You have high impact, which equals to volatility and also price spikes, right? What happens when it comes to spreads is they widen, okay? So the news affects how a spread could open up, become wider. And in this case, a lot of slippage can also occur because of news. This is where you start seeing not only just price spikes, but you see gaps being created in the market and things of that nature, okay? Now, when the spread widens, guys, you want to stay out of harm's way, okay? You want to stay out of harm's way because this is when it's a bad time to be in a trade. Not in a trade, but it's a bad time to be trading. A good example is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the market closed from one day and it opens up to another day. Okay, so let's use, for example, right now, the market opens up Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, that's 8 o'clock a.m. in Australia. So it's really Monday in the market. Okay, it's really Monday right now in the market. So when Monday actually comes and then 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time comes, then we'll be shifting over to Tuesday in the market. But when the spreads widen because of this, I'm not going to call it an event because this happens every single day. But once the market, when it gets to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it closes from the previous day, and that's when the spreads widen. You got currency pairs that have, 10 pip spreads, 20 pip spreads. And what that means is that if you were to get in a trade during that time, it would take you that amount of pips in order to get in profit. So let's say, for instance, AUD JPY at 5 p.m. the spread opened up and it's like 30 pips. I mean, if you were to try to get in the market right then and there, in order for you to make money, the market would have to go at least 30 pips before you even break even, and then beyond that, now you'll go to being in profit. And so that was, I think, a very simple way to display during these specific times where spreads widen. That's not the only time spreads widen. It also spread during different events, different news events as well. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to avoid entering during big events. Okay, now I think the best traders in the world, they combine fundamental analysis with technical analysis, right? So what I do is I use news to confirm my directional biases, and then I look for market structure, or I enter with the technicals post news. So I'm looking for setups, right? And I'll show you an example of what that looks like. But more importantly, guys, just avoid trading during chaotic spikes. Okay? A lot of times, as a trader who's trading live, right, around news, you got these red folders, and what happens is that, let's say for instance at 10 o'clock tonight, we got AUD news. What'll happen is at 10 o'clock, the market is going to go either in one direction, up or down, maybe perhaps in an aggressive way. It just depends on, right? But as a technical analysis trader, you should be able to almost kind of predict where that market could potentially go if you understand how the market moves, okay? But the most important thing you want to do, really, you just want to avoid trading when news is coming out on a specific currency pair around a certain time, okay? Now, avoiding risky news trades. You ready for this? Something I just said. Skip trades during red folder events. Set alerts and avoid fear of missing out. Use a calendar like Forex Factory or like MyFXBook to know when this news is coming out. That's a part of the approach to the market. As you log into workingtowardfreedom.com, you will see that is exactly what is under the Academy, those additional resources. Knowing how to approach the market the right way every single week, creating discipline and creating consistency with operating a certain type of way, okay? Now, let's get on the charts, okay? So, the first thing we do, all right, perfect. The first thing we do is we make sure we have forexfactory.com up. We make sure we have myfxbook.com up. First thing you want to do is you want to go to calendar. Once you go to calendar, you can choose the specific day, right? And then throughout the week, you just want to be looking at what potential news is coming out, okay? Now, clearly we know tomorrow is a holiday, right? And so we got Swiss, CHF, Euro, GBP, USD. All of those pairs won't be moving. Why? Because the bank has a holiday, okay? Bank has a holiday. So that means Swiss, Euro, GBP, and USD. So the only available pairs that if you're absolutely just trying to trade, you're trying to find some money in the market, is NZD, CAD, and JPY. Okay, NZD, CAD, and JPY. So you have to look at a combination of those pairs. Maybe perhaps you're looking at NZD, CAD, or you're looking at CAD, JPY, right? Or you're looking at NZD, JPY. Just a combination of those three currency pairs. If you're looking to trade, most people, they say, you know what, I'm not trading at all, because your dominant pairs that you would like to trade, you know, they're not going to move, okay? However, when we move on to another day, sometimes these yellow folders right here, they may be yellow folders on here, but they may be red on MyFXBook, which means they're high impact news that'll be taking place during that specific time, okay? So what you always want to do is you want to fact check with both sites, you know, and we're just looking for red folders throughout the week, right? Over here, this is an Army time, so you know you subtract about 12, you know what it is, okay? High impact news around that time on Tuesday, and all you're looking for is you just want to know, if I'm looking at the charts right now on a Sunday, within the next 24 to 48 hours, what currency pairs can I look at where the market will not affect me personally, being that I'm trying to make money on these charts, right? And so that's what you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. Now, at first, I totally forgot. I totally forgot that GBP, the bank was closed. I promise you I did. Drop some 925s if you live with me on tonight's chat training, okay? Now, I forgot. Now, can you still trade them? You can, but they won't move as much. However, I am looking at what is known as a potential setup. I'm looking at a head and shoulder violation for those who maybe perhaps been looking through trading with patterns, and you know that this looks exactly how you see it on there, right? Market gives you a left shoulder, market goes up higher, comes back, you 100% retracement, large candle, close above the left shoulder, right? So when it does that, I'm waiting for that market to come back here so we can buy it. Now, clearly we know the Canadian dollar does not have a bank holiday, but we know GDP does, right? And for me, I see the setup. So, excuse me, although it's a bank holiday and the market won't be moving, market structure is still market structure. So what do? Do I let this trade potentially go to waste because GBP ain't going to be doing nothing? The banks ain't going to. The market's still going to move, right? So I'm still going to take this trade. I'm still going to take this trade even though the bank holiday is here. And so a lot of times what happens, I've seen this happen. Although I want to get in here, the market may come close to here. But I don't know if it will. We'll see. I don't know if it will. But as you can see, I have my stop loss. I have my stop loss area in place because I'm looking for the market. I'm looking for price to reject. I'm looking for price to find support here. And so instead of me just saying, hey, the bank holiday, Kev, right? The bank holiday, Kev, is, tomorrow for GBP. But here we got a beautiful setup. And I don't take it, I feel like I'm doing you a disservice and I'm doing myself a disservice because I always want to trade the setup. Now, what I'm about to show you and what I just use is I use the long position. Click the long position, come into the zone where you want to come in at, take your stop loss, put it below structure like I did. And at this point, I'll be looking to take this market up here to the head. Right up here, and it may go beyond that, okay? But this is about a 95 pip take profit trade. This is a 95 pip move, but I'm only risking 30 pips, so that's a good ratio. That's a 1-to-3 ratio, okay? So as I'm looking at this, and I know the pattern that I'm supposed to be trading, the name of the game becomes, am I strong enough to take the trade? That's always the case. What do you mean, Kev? Am I strong enough? Am I confident enough to take the trade based on what I see? Drop some 928s in the chat if you live with me on the session. When I realize I see a setup and there's no true news affecting it, the only thing that is affecting so-called this trade is just the bank holiday. In this case, I still take the trade. I do have to be cognizant that this area that I want the market to reject in, because it is a bank holiday, I'm looking for the Canadian dollar, I'll say in this situation, to do its part. Okay? So overall, what I'm going to eventually do is I'm going to still call this trade out because this trade could still go up, and then by Tuesday, Wednesday, it probably can come back down. Or this market says, you know what, Kev, I want to stop here now. I'm going to come here. Let's see if it finds support here and start pushing up. But it's not going to move as much. Not unless the Canadian dollar, there's a conversation going on where there's a reason for that market to get weaker, right? And this is where we look at Monday, 8:30 a.m., there's no high impact news. So most people in this situation, they would probably ignore this trade. Number one, because it's a holiday. However, me, I'm still going to chart it up. Do I believe this market's going to come down now? It may or may not. But what I do know, it's Monday in the market. And clearly the market still is going to move, right? It's still going to move. But when it comes down to it, when you're trading, when the banks are closed, that means you don't have a lot of the big moves, the big dollars being pushed in the market. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to share that with you guys so you'll understand when it comes to decision making, will you still trade what you see as long as there's no high impact news? Or will you just walk away because the bank holiday is there? And I'm putting this out here because I only want you to think about it. I want you to think about it, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and chart this up, okay? I'm going to chart this up, and then we're going to end this session tonight early, okay? All right, let's measure real quick. Let's measure. All right, so about 10 pips. Okay. All right, let's put this right here. Yeah. That'll be my stop loss. Oh yeah. That'll be my stop loss. Perfect. Oh yeah. That'll be my stop loss. Your entry price will be in this zone. And what I believe I'm going to really start doing, especially on here, is really leaving it up to you guys to find your entries. Although I can share entries, I want you guys to get used to finding in the area or the zone that you're looking to take the trade in, and you start gaining confidence in choosing your entries, because honestly, that's where you're going to start really getting the true confidence to trade at, when you start making the decisions without somebody giving you a confirmation, right? Even though this is beginners trading training live, beginners live trading training. For the beginner, the name of the game is build confidence in trading what you see and also making decisions, okay? Now, I am going to choose an entry price. I'm going to choose an entry price for this. I think it's going to be a really good trade. I really do. Why, Mr. Howell? Because you're trading what you see. Now, what you also have to still do is you have to line it up. Okay? You got to line it up with your broker, because you may have a different broker than Orlando. Okay? All right, so my first take profit is going to be 10 pips, always. 10 pips in dip. Okay? 10 pips in dip. I'm going to give you that 10 pip take profit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, there we go. Yes, ma'am. Let's go take profit one. Even though it's a bank holiday, usually, like I said, I wouldn't be trading, but because I see this, I want to take the trade. I want to take the trade. Okay. We'll do this in increments of 10. 99. Define. That'll be I did it right. My bad. Take profit 2. increments of 10. Take profit. Two. Okay. Yeah, let's all move. You know what? I know what I'm gonna have to do. Let me put this on the middle so I can get it in there. Let's see. Alright, there we go. That's how you do that, player. Oh yeah. Yeah, perfect. Got 8609. 8609. Take profit 3. 8609. Alright. Oh my god, yeah, really? Not that. Alright. Damn. Alright. Perfect. Alright. Oh. I could take profit 1. That's crazy. Oh no, I didn't put anything. Supposed to take profit 3. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, I'll slide up a little bit. Alright. Just take profit 4. Take profit 4. Oh yeah. And last but not least, take profit 5. Something like that. Perfect. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot, but I'm about to put it out there in the Signals group as well. Okay? Take profit 5. Oh my goodness, why I keep doing that? Alright, there we go. Alright, perfect. So once again, Mr. Howell, what are we trading? We are trading the head and shoulder violation. All right, what do we have here, Mr. Howell? We have a left shoulder, neckline. All right, all this becomes the head. We got 100% retracement. When that market came back up here, we had a large candle that left that zone. So I'm looking for that market to come back down here in this area right here, pick us up, and take us to the promised land. Okay? So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys for joining tonight's session. Beginners Live Trading Training. Do me a huge favor. Attack your sleep with greatness on tonight, okay? Because I know I am. Been a long, strong end for me. Which y'all know I say strong end versus weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Amira, my daughter, graduated. Had a ton of family here, friends, all that other good stuff. Had a ton of rain here too. Oh yeah, a lot of rain. But most importantly, the good thing is about all of this is that I get an opportunity to teach you guys the skill set. Teach you guys a skill set that'll pay you for the rest of your life. All right. So do me a huge favor. Attack every day with greatness on purpose. And I'm gonna end this conversation the same way in all my other conversations. Peace with 2 fingers together, never separate, because it's always about togetherness. I look forward to seeing you guys on the home room call. All right? Peace. Hey, what's up?